This is the final behind the scenes episode from our Forza Horizon 6 project that we did in Japan. This is focusing on the Kanto region, which includes Tokyo. This is the region that I'm most familiar with. This is the area that I spend the most time in because in my eyes, the center of car culture in Japan is in the Kanto region. You see this? Cash. Okay. ETCX. Okay. Regular ETC. No good. We're here at the very, very iconic Hakone Turnpike. This is probably one of, if not the most famous canyon road here in Japan. We're here for this very long project, very fun project with Forza. We're doing this project to promote Forza Horizon 6. As a lot of you folks already know, this game takes place in Japan. And with this project, we've done 3 different regions. We've done Tohoku, which is northern Japan, the most north of Honshu, which is the main island. And then we also did Kyushu, which is the southern major island in Japan. Now, this is the last episode. This is the Kanto region, which of course includes Tokyo as well as Mount Fuji and the famous Hakone Turnpike. Today, I met up with Inko, our Japanese artist, who is going to take us along for a little bit of a Japanese culture journey with the food, the art, a lot of things surrounding car culture, but not exactly car culture. The car culture part is what I'll introduce her to. The car of choice, of course, something very special and near and dear to my heart, R34 GTR. And this one is a KV2 sparkling silver. It's a 2001 Koki. It is a base model, but it is so cool, so much fun. This one's actually a very, very good condition one. This is from a rental house, but surprisingly, I cannot believe the condition it's in. It's very tight, feels good, sounds good, has a modified exhaust. Everything else is pretty much stock. Has some snow tires on it. Part of it is because we are in the mountains. It is winter time and there's a potential for snow anytime. This morning we went to this sleepy little town right on the base of Mount Fuji where they had these buns, the manju buns. I actually had a chance to meet this very talented gentleman, this iconic manju bun place in that town that's been around for 140 years. It was so endearing and it was so romantic and it was just so interesting to hear his story and hear the history of the bun place. It's gone through 6 generations, if you can believe that. He wants to continue for 15 more years until he's 88 years old. And the sad thing is, I did ask him what he's gonna do when he retires, if he's passed this skill on to the next generation, and he's told me no. When he retires, because he hasn't been able to find a replacement for him or anybody to pass it on to, the shop's gonna close. So the shop is going to hit 155 years, hopefully, when he turns 88, and that bun place is gonna be no more, which is very sad because it's gone through so many different eras and periods in Japan. And apparently that road that we shot on used to be the main highway to go to Mount Fuji. But because they built all the expressways and the highways and the Shinkansen and all that stuff, it's almost like a bypass town. It's kind of like that Disney Cars story, right? Route 66 went through this town, and then as soon as they built the interstate, people stopped going to that town. And it's pretty much that story in real life here in Japan also. Inko was amazing. She's such a great co-host. Love her so much. She is super talented at what she does too as an artist. Cannot wait to show her more about cars. But today, right now, we're gonna go up the historic turnpike with the R34 GTR. I don't think she's really ridden in too many high performance cars. Her dad had a couple Skylines when she was growing up and she remembers riding in them, but he's never had a GTR. So she's been sending him pictures and video of us riding around in this R34 and he's been really excited. He's in Kyoto right now. So we're gonna go up this turnpike and we'll have a lot of fun and we'll bring you folks along for the rest of this video. As you guys can see, it's such a bummer. We came all the way up from the bottom of the Hakone Turnpike just to enjoy this not so good view of Mount Fuji. It's here somewhere. It's here. I promise. We Googled this. We can only see the mountain in its entirety 70 to 80 days out of the year. Luckily, we've been here for most of January and we've seen the mountain quite a bit. In the winter time, it's actually a lot more clear. During the summertime, it's so hot and so hazy, it's actually very hard to see the mountain. Good news is, I did find a swing set and it looks like it just cleared up, so we're gonna go swing.
Contaré la historia de una famosa persona. Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona. Todos la conocen con el apodo de Chona.
The next day, we headed over to Fuji Speedway and it was a pretty clear day, so we could see the mountain for the first time this trip. This is interesting because while Inko has been to a racetrack before, she's never actually done any performance driving or ridden in a drift car or anything like that. So it was really fun to see her reaction to all of this stuff. I've driven Fuji Speedway many times, but only the main track. I've driven it in my personal car as well as borrowed cars, but I've never actually had a chance to drift anywhere on the property. They do have a couple different areas where you can drift at Fuji Speedway, and this one wasn't so much a skid pad, it was just like a mini track. And it was something that we're more used to here in the US. We drift a lot of tracks that were meant for go-karts or they're just smaller tracks. The drift car that I was able to drive this time was very interesting to me because unknowingly they rented this 350Z that I photographed 11 years ago at Formula Drift Japan at Fuji Speedway. Back then it had a 3.4 liter Brian Crower Stroker 2JZ that made over 1200 horsepower. So when I saw a picture of the car, I was like, oh, I photographed that car. I've seen it drift. It's a great drift car, has a sequential, all of that. I'm gonna have a grand old time and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Granted, 1200 horsepower is probably a little more than I can handle with my skill level, but I was still excited to try. When I showed up and I saw the car in the morning, they've detuned it, I guess, or they took all of that stuff out. The shell is the same, but they turned it into like a training and school car for their drift school. They put a regular VQ35DE into it. But you know what? This was just an effort for me to show Inko what drifting is and have a little bit of sideways fun. It wasn't about pushing the limit of what's possible on that track. As you folks have probably seen in the US, I do have a 350Z. It's an Advan liveried car and it's something that I'm used to. The platform is very easy to drive. Every car is a little different. It's set up different, as well as different characteristics of the car. And of course, it was right-hand drive, which I feel like I'm getting more and more used to as I'm traveling to Japan a lot more and as I'm drifting my chaser, which is something that I leave at Ebisu. Once I got used to it after burning one set of tires and a couple little adjustments with the tire pressure, I felt comfortable to give Inko a ride without getting hurt or without going off. My line was still something that I had to work on, but again, it was my first time driving the track and I was just so happy to have any sideways time at all. At first, I wasn't really sure how Inko would take it. I don't know, because some people are just really bad passengers. It was definitely an interesting exercise with clutch kicking as much as I could because it was so underpowered and it actually did have pretty big tires on it. I really tried my absolute best to go full throttle all the time, as much as possible, to keep it sideways and to actually connect the track for some good footage and also to show Inko some actual drifting. She did love it. She absolutely was so overjoyed to be able to experience it, something different from what she's normally used to. I absolutely loved it too. I eventually felt more and more comfortable in the car, especially because it did have a real hydro handbrake, and that helped me a lot. The Forza production folks did have an idea of what they wanted to capture to close out that segment, and they wanted me to do some tight donuts. I just did a bunch of rolling burnouts. I did a bunch of donuts. I did as much as I could for some drone footage and just some cool action with smoke. I absolutely love doing showy rolling burnouts. It's the most fun for me, especially with the doors open. I don't know, I've just watched so many people do these types of donuts, and looking from the outside from all these years of photographing these folks, it makes me want to do it because it's just fun. It's just car control and it's just shredding tires, and that's exactly what I did. The next morning, we had a chance to go to a jazz club, which was so much fun. So one of the things that I've talked about time and time again on this project is the fact that I love that I'm enjoying all these aspects of Japanese culture, not just car culture. And this one was really special for me because the club itself was so small. Like, I could not believe how small it was. The fact that they had a full-size piano and a little stage and a seating area and a bar, it just blew me away with how much they were able to compact into this tight little space. But it also maybe worked in the acoustics' favor because you're sitting so close to the artist. You're basically just like right there. You can actually hear all of the button pushes on the saxophone. And I feel like you're so close that you can feel the air coming out of the saxophone. Next up, we went to the heart of Tokyo to get some shots of the R34 GTR. Driving through the streets, we did some on-camera shots, we did some mounting shots, and we did some shots through traffic. But the next location was a huge surprise for Inko, and it was just so cool to see what's possible with Japanese car culture. The Forza team reached out to my good friend Dino to put together like a little car meet, the best Nissans that represent Tokyo car culture. And we would park all of them at this temple, and the backdrop was Tokyo Tower. It was so cool. To top it all off, they had a bunch of Inko's artwork on display, and she had no idea. This was a huge surprise for her, and we just kind of wanted to show her a little bit of an essence of what it's like to be at a real car meet, but then add a little bit of flair with this very exclusive location, and of course, a splash of color from her artwork. I just wanted to thank Forza for having me on this incredible project. It's been so much fun to work on this so closely with the Xbox team. I've never spent this much time in Japan. And just for this project alone, we were there for 2 weeks, traveling all over Japan. And it really was a pinch me, I must be dreaming moment, being able to experience these things and to promote this game. So if you haven't had a chance to see any of the other episodes or the episode that we shot in Kanto, head over to the Forza channel right now and check out those videos. Thank you so much for watching the behind the scenes for this Forza Horizon 6 project. If you want to support us, head over to camerasandcarculture.com. We have my book, Life at Shutter Speed, as well as merch and prints and diecasts and a bunch of other things. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.